If you own one of these Tundras like I do, you already know that the taillight option from Toyota, not the best. Aesthetically, it functions. Could it look better? Absolutely. And in today's video, we're gonna go over a couple of options from Morimoto with their XB LED taillights. Hey everybody, Brian here with TRD Pro. Today we're going to be going over some taillight options for your 2014 to 2021 Tundra. Morimoto's XB LED taillights for the Tundra come completely plug and play, which makes this a quick and easy 15 to 20 minute install and an excellent looking upgrade for your truck. They are full LED, and the best part about these is the sequential turn signal. All right, without any further delay, let's get into this install and I'll show you exactly how easy it is to put these new taillights in. Before we get started with taking out the factory taillights, let's go ahead and unbox our new Morimoto taillights and get those set up so that they'll be ready to plug and play. In your box, you will have a left and a right taillight respectively. You also get a set of these resistors, which you can see are already pre-wired, and those will plug in as well. There will be a pack of small screws. We're going to use these to mount the resistors to the back of the taillights prior to installation. And then you will also get a replacement set of these larger bolts. These are going to be used instead of the factory bolts that hold on your taillight. Let's go ahead and set up the left taillight and we'll get started with this install. As you can see here on the back, we have a couple of our harnesses, and we are going to grab one of our resistors, and you're looking for the black and the red wire here, and simply just line up the tabs and give it a push, and you can see the pin, little retaining pin there, clipped into place. And on the back of the taillight here, it's real easy. There's two little posts right here with smaller holes in it, and then you have the two posts with larger holes. We're going to use the smaller holes, and all we're going to do is line up. There's slots on either side of the resistor. What I found best is we're going to line it up with this one here. Grab one of our small screws. These are Phillips heads, so you will need a Phillips head screwdriver. Keep in mind we are screwing this into plastic, so a regular screwdriver will do just fine. That is all the setup that we need to do to get this taillight ready to put in. So let's go ahead and we'll set this out of the way and we'll get the factory taillight out. Removal of the factory taillight is super simple. You have two bolts. There's one at the top here and one at the bottom that we're going to remove using a T27 Torx. Now that we have those two bolts removed, just kind of grab the taillight and we're going to pull it towards the outside of the bed. You can hear the locating pins release. All right, now with the taillight removed, you can see we have three connections here that we need to take off. So each of these has a retainer on it. You just push the button and release. All right, with our three wiring harnesses out of the way, we'll go ahead and set our factory taillight back on the towel here. As you can see, when I pulled my taillight out, one of the locating pins came out and one also pulled the little insert out of the mounting location. So we're going to get a little panel pry tool and we're going to go ahead and pop this off. We do want to reuse this for the installation of the new taillights. One thing to note with these when you're trying to remove them is sometimes they are very securely on there. So if you just go to pry it, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to go flying across your garage or your driveway or into your yard. So make sure that you put your hand over it or something so that way it doesn't go flying off and never gets found again. All right, so using our panel removal tool, we're just going to work up under the little flange here. And then, like I said, just put your hand over it or something, because otherwise this is probably going to go flying. And with a little bit of pressure, that will come right off. And then we're going to go ahead and put this back in the mounting location. So here is the retainer that we just pulled off of the factory taillight. Like I said, the black one here goes on the bottom, and then you can see there's also a white one, and that one goes up top. So we'll just take that and push it back into place. Now that we have all the pieces that we need off of our factory taillight, we can go ahead and set it out of the way, and it is the time that we've been waiting for, time to put the new Morimoto taillight in. So we're gonna grab the taillight and the provided bolts. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the factory bolts are not going to be reused, so Morimoto's provided us with some replacement bolts, so we'll bring those over with us. Now this is just as simple as matching the 3 connections from the factory wiring harness. So let's start with the first one. Now keep in mind these are keyed plugs, so they will only match one other plug on the truck. Nice good snap sound there. Get our second connector lined up. And our third connector. All 3 of those snapped right into place. That's great. Now you will notice that there is another harness that we didn't connect. The 2 of them are connected to themselves. That actually controls the sequential function. So if you, for some reason, didn't want the sequential function, all you would have to do is change the orientation of that and you would get a standard blinking pattern. We're gonna keep it in sequential because, let's be real, sequential is better. Now that we have all of our wires plugged in, we're just going to feed them into the taillight cavity. We're gonna put the locating pins in first, and then we're gonna snug the taillight up, and we'll use our provided bolts to finish this install. So here are the alignment pins on the side of the taillight, and you can see the little retainers, the one that we showed earlier where we put it back in. We're just gonna line those up. Now that the alignment pins are lined up, we're gonna just give it a little push. You can feel them snap into place, and then you can look here and see that our 2 bolt holes should be lined up. So we'll grab the provided bolts and we'll grab our Torx bit screwdriver that we used before. Again, this is a plastic housing on the back of the taillight, so no need to crank these down. Literally finger tight is all you need. With that last bolt in place, the driver's side of this installation is done. The passenger side is exactly the same, so all you need to do is repeat the steps for the other taillight. All right, as you guys just saw, these things are super easy to install. They're plug and play. Like I said, you can do it in your garage, in your driveway, wherever in about 15 to 20 minutes. On top of that, these are gonna add safety to your everyday driving. As you can see, these taillights are super bright. There's gonna be no question to the people behind you that you're slowing down. The other thing we love about these, the LED reverse lights, is gonna throw a ton of light out behind your truck, so there should be no question about what's behind your truck when you're trying to back up at night, whether you're on the trail, on the street, or just trying to get out of the Walmart parking lot. The other great thing about these Morimoto XB LED taillights is the sequential turn signal function. These absolutely are gonna set your Tundra apart from every other Tundra on the road, especially the ones that have the factory taillights. If you want your 2014 to 2021 Toyota Tundra to stand out from the crowd, head over to the shop at www.trailgridpro.com and pick up a set of these Morimoto XB LED taillights for your truck today. Till next time, have a blast out there.